What if I told you that the most dangerous thing you can do to your car is exactly what the owner's user manual tells you to do? There is a microscopic war happening inside your engine right now. It's happening at 3,000 RPM in temperatures exceeding 200 degrees, and the primary weapon being used against your vehicle is the very bottle of oil the manufacturer recommended you buy. In the next 15 minutes, we are going to expose the efficiency trap. This is the exact point where a 1% gain in fuel economy begins to cost you $8,000 in a premature engine rebuild. We aren't just comparing viscosities, we are revealing why 0W-20, the darling of the EPA, is essentially regulatory-induced wear in a plastic bottle. If you plan on keeping your car for more than 3 years, or if you want to see your odometer hit 300,000 miles without a catastrophic failure, you need to understand the data the manufacturers are legally incentivized to hide from you. Let's look at the numbers they don't want you to see. Most drivers treat the owner's manual like a holy text. We assume that if an engineer wrote it, it must be the absolute best thing for the machine. But here is the industry secret that every digital strategist and automotive insider knows. Your manual is a legal document, not a mechanical one. Since the mid-2000s, car manufacturers have been under immense pressure from CAFE standards, corporate average fuel economy. If a manufacturer can increase their fleet-wide fuel efficiency by even 0.5%, they save hundreds of millions of dollars in government fines. The easiest way to get that 0.5%, reduce internal drag, and the easiest way to reduce drag is to make the oil as thin as humanly possible. The move to 0W-20 and even the new 0W-8 oils wasn't driven by a breakthrough in metallurgy, it was driven by a spreadsheet. The manufacturers are incentivized to ensure the car lasts through the warranty period, typically 60,000 to 100,000 miles. After that, if the engine wears out, that's just a new car sale opportunity for them. We decided to test if this thin oil trend is actually protecting your metal, or if it's just protecting the manufacturer's bottom line. To find the truth, we didn't just look at bottles, we looked at HTHS stability. That stands for high temperature, high shear. This is the only metric that matters when your engine is under load on a hot July afternoon. 1. The 0W-20 Ghost Film. This oil is designed to be water thin. Its job is to stay out of the way so the engine can spin freely. But because it lacks body, its film strength is incredibly low. Under high heat, this film can become so thin that it reaches what we call boundary lubrication. That is a terrifying technical term for metal-on-metal contact. 2. The 5W-30 durability baseline. For decades, 5W-30 was the gold standard. It offers a balance of flow and hydrodynamic lift, the ability of the oil to actually float the crankshaft so it never touches the bearings. It's the Goldilocks of oils. 3. The 5W-40 mechanical armor. This is a high-body oil. It's designed for European performance cars and heavy-duty cycles. It has the highest shear resistance, meaning it doesn't thin out when the engine starts working hard. We took a modern direct injection 4-cylinder, the most common engine type in America, and ran it through 3 identical 7,500-mile cycles. Same driver, same fuel, same ambient temperatures. Then we sent the samples to the lab. The results weren't just surprising, they were an indictment of modern recommendations. First, the temperature paradox. Conventional wisdom says thinner oil flows faster and carries heat away better. Our data showed the opposite. The engine running 0W-20 ran 12 degrees hotter at the cylinder head than the engine running 5W-30. Why? Because the 0W-20 film was so thin that internal friction increased. Thinner oil didn't cool the engine, it allowed the engine to cook itself. Second, the wear metal spike. We looked at parts per million, ppm, of iron, aluminum, and copper. The 0W-20 sample showed 45 ppm of iron. The 5W-30 sample showed only 28 ppm. That is a 60% increase in engine wear just by following the manual. That iron isn't coming from the oil, it's coming from your piston rings and your camshafts. Over 100,000 miles, that 60% difference is the gap between a healthy engine and one that has low compression and starts burning a quart of oil every week. Third, let's take a look at viscosity shear. By 5,000 miles, the 0W-20 had sheared so badly it was effectively a 0W-12. It had lost its structural integrity. The 5W-30 and 5W-40 stayed perfectly within their weight class. This is the part you won't find in any other video. You don't need a $100 lab test to know if your oil is failing you. Here are 3 longevity alarms you can check right now in your driveway. 1. The varnish check. Open your oil fill cap and shine a flashlight inside. Do you see a clean silver metal surface? Or do you see a golden brown or burnt orange stain? That stain is varnish. It happens when thin oil oxidizes because it can't handle the heat. If you see varnish, your oil is literally cooking onto your engine parts. 2. The flashpoint consumption. Are you constantly topping off your oil? Thin oils like 0W-20 have a lower flash point. This means they vaporize more easily. If you're losing a quart every 3,000 miles, that oil is turning into a gas, traveling through your PCV system and coating your intake valves in carbon gunk. Switching to a 5W-30 can often stop oil consumption overnight. 3. Listen for the morning ticking. When you start your car after it's sat all night, listen closely. Do you hear a metallic clack, clack, clack for the first few seconds? That's your top end running dry because thin oil drains off the metal surfaces too quickly. A thicker viscosity leaves a clinging film that protects your engine during those critical first seconds of life. If you're still worried that using 5W-30 will clog your oil passages, a common myth, I want you to look at this. This is the owner's manual for a 2024 Toyota RAV4 in the United States. It specifies 0W-16 or 0W-20. Now look at the manual for the exact same car and the exact same engine in Australia or the Middle East. It recommends 5W-30 or even 10W-40. The engine didn't change. The metal didn't change. The oil passages aren't smaller in America. The only thing that changed is the country's emissions regulations. Manufacturers are forcing you to use thin oil in the US to help them meet a green quota, while they allow the rest of the world to use the oil that actually makes the engine last. So what is the final verdict of our investigation? Use 0W-20 if you are on a short-term lease, if you live in the Arctic Circle, or if you care more about saving $12 a year in gas than you do about your engine. Use 5W-30 if you live in a climate that ever gets above 70 degrees, if you drive on the highway, and if you want your car to be a high-mileage hero. Use 5W-40 if you have a turbocharger, if you tow, or if your engine already has over 150,000 miles on it. Your engine doesn't care about carbon credits or EPA compliance. It cares about film strength. In our test, 0W-20 failed the durability test. 5W-40 was great, but a bit of overkill for daily commuting. 5W-30 was the undisputed king of protection. Now I want to hear from you. Check your oil cap right now. What does it say? And more importantly, knowing what you know now about the global manuals, are you going to keep running water in your crankcase? Drop a comment below. I respond to as many as I can. And if you want to see the full lab breakdown of the carbon buildup caused by thin oils, watch this video next.